Boy, am I excited today. I received my George R.R. Martin 2018 release of Fire and Blood. This is a book that is 300 years before the Game of Thrones, as to which most of the HBO fans think that's when the timeline started, but it did not. This is going back 300 years when the world was filled with dragons. Look at this beautiful book. Illustrated beautifully. Right here in the front. Look at this. Everybody was blonde and beautiful. Of course, you know the lineage was all about incest. They wanted to keep this bloodline. So, brothers and sisters married. Anyhow, this book is going to be a great read for me this winter. I did come across the page with the Targaryen succession, and right here it ends with the Mad King. That is the king that everybody knows from watching the Game of Thrones. And then right here on the bottom it says, therein the line of the dragon kings ended when Aerys II was dethroned and killed, along with his heir, the crown prince Rhaegar Targaryen, whom was slain by Robert Baratheon on the Trident. So when you watch the Game of Thrones series, you understand about when Ned and Robert were in that war with the Mad King, and Robert killed the Mad King and the crown prince. And so thus they realized that there was a daughter and another son, but they weren't too worried about it at the time that we're watching the series. However, if you read the books, you'll understand a little bit more clearly about Jon Snow and how he was at the actual heir from the Targaryen succession. Now, in the Game of Thrones book series, Song, Fire, and Ice, you can picture Jon Snow with his blue eyes and the blonde hair. On the series, it really throws everybody off with this dark jet black hair and these brown eyes. Supposedly, he looks like his mother. However, I think that HBO directors just threw that off. They should have had him with sandy blonde hair anyways. He is blonde in the books when you read the books. So, anyhow, I wanted to bring to you my book that I'm going to read this winter. And I love the dragons, so I really was looking forward to this book. And I'm also looking forward to George R.R. Martin's final book on the series Game of Thrones and the Song of Fire and Ice. Now I hear Game of Thrones HBO directors are already in the prelude of the Long Night, the 100 years before Game of Thrones in Winterfell, and it's about the long cold night that I look forward to after the Game of Thrones series ends on HBO. And I hear there's also another series coming off, that spin-off of Game of Thrones. So we will watch and continue and see. But it's always good to educate yourself with the books and the original author and director, writer, creator, imaginative artist, George R.R. Martin. Give him credit where credit's due. He lives in Santa Fe, Mexico. He's married to his wife, Paris. And I am looking forward to reading this book and how it's beautifully illustrated as well, to give you the picture of how he is trying to plant in your mind and in your imagination how these characters look. Thanks for watching. If you stay on my Legacies Little Luxuries Facebook page, you're going to hear a lot about Game of Thrones this year. And I am making a lot of crafts with the Game of Thrones characters. I've already made Misa, and I made a painting of Sansa and Tyrion. I thought at first that they're going to be the two that will end up on the throne. However, I've changed my mind. I rewatched all the series again and thought about the books, and I have a feeling that Cersei will have a baby that's a dwarf baby. She will probably be killed while she's giving birth, since Tyrion's and their mother was killed while she was giving birth to Tyrion. I think that's going to be kind of the ending of it, and I think after all is said and done, it's just going to turn into a political type of king and queen where the people will get together and vote to see who sits on the Iron Throne, instead of all these wars and murders and plots and dramas on killing everyone to get to the throne, as we are watching it right now. Thus, that is why it's titled Game of Thrones. Take care. Happy New Year. I will be uploading some videos on some more crafts, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Legacy's Little Luxuries. I send my blessings out to you and yours from me and my family. And George R.R. Martin, hello, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt, but it'd be cool if he was, right? Bye. Hello, this is Miss Jonesy switching out my fireplace insert and going to make it a Game of Thrones theme. Stay tuned for the slideshow. I will snap pictures as I go along. I will first have to remove everything that's inside and figure out where I'm going to place lights, because I'm going to use the theme Fire and Ice, of course. And I have a blue light for the cold to represent, and then fire and flame chandelier bulbs for the fire to represent. Anyhow, that's in my plans. I have to disassemble all this stuff first, save my little gnome stuff for outside and for my other shadow box that's in the house, or until next time for March. Right now we're going to do April, and it's going to be Game of Thrones theme. Yeah. So stay tuned, subscribe if you can, and let's continue with the slideshow. Once I remove everything out of the fireplace insert, you can see how much room I have on the sides, the back, and then I build up the base so that it reaches just about on the ledge of the viewing point. Alright? So this is what it looks like emptied out. Old fireplace insert that broke down on me last year, and to replace it would be around $200. I decided I didn't need the fake fireplace, so I decided to make it into a shadow box. See the other videos, I made one for Valentine's, and then I made it for recently March. Now it's April, and let's continue on. Hello, Miss Jonesy here. Since I am going to use my foam cutter, I said the next time I would use it, I would demonstrate it. This is a little foam tool cutter. It heats up within 15 seconds, but I do have to plug it in to my computer because it has a USB hook to it, which is okay because I rarely use it. But today I'm going to use it on my Game of Thrones base, and what I'm going to do is just poke a hole like I already did right there. I poke a starter hole because that's where I'm going to try to place the light bulbs. Okay? So let's see if we can demonstrate. It's going to go right through. Sorry for the shadow. Once it goes through, it makes that hole for me, then I can place my scissors, widen it more, or a utility knife. But I have to get that first hole started, and this is what I use. And it takes a little while because it's going through 2 pieces of construction paper plus that foam board. So there it goes, just popped through. So that's my beginning of the starter of my hole for this project. And then I will continue when I pick it up to press through it so it goes to this layer. But I can't do that while I'm holding the camera. But see, right here on this side, I already went through, and there's the start of the hole. Anyhow, this is a really cute tool. You can pick it up at Walmart's, and it's great for you to cut through the cardboard, foam, and things I use when I need to connect things together. All right, let's continue with the slideshow. Well, here we are on March 29, 2019. I finished up my Game of Thrones fireplace insert, and I think it turned out great. And I had to have a little ingenuity to it. Had to make sure the few pieces I've placed in it would fit. And I did a fire and ice type of theme, where one side of it is full of ice and Cersei, and the other side is of Daenerys and fire. And without further ado, this is my clock upcycle I already made a few months back. I have been waiting patiently for April to come, but here it is. My Game of Thrones Fire and Ice Season 8. I am ready to watch the show. It is decorated exactly the way I envisioned it. And here's Daenerys and her crew and one of her dragons. And here is Cersei with her crew and all the ice she is bringing with her. This is so cool. Thank you for watching the slideshow, and please watch the show. Catch up on the series right now if you have not started watching it. It is a blast to watch, and I just love the background and the characters, all the art that is involved with this show, because that is what gravitates me to watching a series, is the art and the environment. And of course the author George R.R. Martin. I read his books a long time ago and I love it. HBO has taken it on and have done an incredible job. And of course, look what's playing. Isn't that the neatest beginning you've ever seen in a series? It's just like steampunk. That right there is art, folks. It's not about who wins or who loses. It's all about the whole entire picture. And I love the music. It is a ringtone on my cell phone. Thank you once again for watching the slideshow, and take care. I send my blessings out to you and your family from me and mine. This is so cool. I could even play some more snow coming out of here if I wanted to, but no, this is how I wanted it. Hashtag art is freedom. Stay tuned, subscribe, and see what I come up with next through the spring and summer. Until then, send my blessings to you and yours. Legacy's Little Luxuries, Arts and Crafts, YouTube.